Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast here at Ali Pally with a run football. Johnny, congratulations, a win for you tonight. Just sort of your initial feeling right now.
Thank you, Oscar. A win, but a tough one and a great learning experience. I felt the experience of that man in there, and that will do me the world of good. Because I'm a critical person of myself, and I want to do the best I can. I know I can do better than that, but that's what a team like Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs is for. That's why I've got the best managers and promoters in the world, because they believe in me. And experiences like that are going to stand me in good stead later on in my career.
I just want to sort of know your feeling coming into even the fight week, because a lot's been made about the fact you sold a lot of tickets. It's going to be a raucous atmosphere in there. Your chief support to Danny Jacobs and John Ryder. Just sort of your feeling, maybe pressure, a little bit of anxiety and whatnot, because you're 22 years old. You're like you say, you're a novice. So just sort of your feeling going into the fight weekend tonight.
It's hard to say it just after you've had a tough performance and a tough fight, and I've won, and I've won quite convincingly. But it's hard to say that. Say what you're thinking. You've got to assess what's gone on. But it is tough, whether I'm feeling it or not. In the conscious mind, like I didn't feel any pressure sort of in the front of my mind, but subconsciously that's got to have an effect on you. The fact you've got 2,000-3,000 people coming to watch, you're second from the top, your chief support or whatever it's called. What's the other word they say? Chief support, yeah. So it is hard work on your mind, even if it's in your subconscious. So for a guy who's only had 5 fights and 15 fights in my whole life, I'm happy with where I am in my career, but I've got to get a lot better, and I've said that from the start. You know that.
I mean, it's not like it ever looked like it was out of control for you, though. I don't think there was a point where anyone was like, "Oh, Johnny's in trouble here." So it was kind of you were pushing the pace and you were making things happen, but it's kind of just you're perhaps not pleased with what you've done rather than sort of the outcome of the whole. Yeah, the execution. That's the word. Yeah.
Listen, I didn't execute properly. My other 4 fights, well, apart from the Phil Williams, because he gave me a bit of a tough test in terms of being able to survive. But the other 3 fights I've executed nicely: Matt Gordon, Danny Whitaker, and Torreiro. But beating Matt Gordon, Danny Whitaker, and Torreiro, all well and good, great step ups for that stage of my career. But fighting someone like Gabriel Grema, who's gone the distance with Oscar Rivas, the Bridgerweight champion of the world, that shows the sort of level of opponent I've stepped up in my 5th fight, and that's going to stand me in good stead.
I want to talk about the journey, because I remember when we sat there, was it Raphael's, was it called? Raphael's in Romford? Yeah, and we done our first, Rafels in Romford, and we done our first interview, and you were literally talking about just coming fresh off of a uni degree, and you've gone out in Ali Pally and boxed in front of 2,800 people of your fans and about 6,000-7,000. When you actually sit there and contemplate that, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
It is ridiculous, but I want to give my fans entertainment, and I want to deliver the knockout, and I want to impress them, but I've got to be a little bit selfish with my career as well, and I've got to think about my boxing and learn off a man like Mark Tibbs and do all of that. But it is a little bit of pressure when you're fighting in front of people like that. Yeah, I've got it. Thanks, Mark. But listen, this is all part of the journey. This is where I am. I'm 22 years old. It's my 5th fight. I'm not an amateur champion. And who knows where I can end up. At the minute, I know, and I've always said I've got a very, very, very long way to go. And that's exciting for people to watch, because they're going to get nights like that where it's going to be a tough day at the office. There's going to be nights where I knock people out clean. But this is all part of the journey.
What do you think you learned about yourself tonight? So the main thing you learned about yourself, be it boxing or something else?
Well, I sustained a cut, and I just sort of...
There we go. Yeah, we haven't even brought the cut up. I mean, it was pissing blood in the first and pissing blood in the second.
I felt it straight away, but I thought, oh, thank God, it's not going in my eye, so I'll be all right. Didn't even mention it to Mark and Jimmy, but I definitely felt it. It does drain you a little bit, and you get a cut, but it's only 6 rounds. It's not a 12-round fight, so I'm not making excuses for myself, because I felt the experience of a good opponent in there. And that's the test that I need, and that's the test that I want. I'm not here to just go in and fight people who've had 20 fights and lost 15 of them and lost 18 of them. This guy's a half and half record, and he's operated at top level, and that's what I need.
Imagine you were to step up to a world title fight, right? Be it whatever, 5 years, 10 years, and get your first cut. You've dealt with it tonight, fight number 5. So that's a positive, I suppose, isn't it?
And I need to get 10, 15 fights under my belt like that, of that sort of level. And with Eddie Earn, with Matchroom, I'm in a great position to do that.
Right, Johnny, go on, enjoy that.
Cheers, mate. Have a look at that. Succulent. Bush.